Hello world and welcome back to my channel. And today I felt really called to do a reading of why a romance or connection in that loving way didn't work out. What lessons that teaches us in life when a romance or a partnership of that kind doesn't work, and the lessons that we've learned because of that. So if you're looking for answers about why that is so, then you've come to the right place. So I have 4 piles here for all of you to choose from. Take a moment and feel which pile resonates, and I will try to give you some answers. Hello, group number 1, and welcome to your reading, and let's see what message is here for you. The masculine. So, why a certain love connection didn't work out, or several of them in fact, is really, for some of you, okay, it's twofold. So for some of you, it's, because you have expectations of masculine energies. Whether you expect your partner to act a certain way or be a certain way, like you might have too much of a list in the way of who could be the perfect person for you. So some of you limit that because you have expectations about how that person should look or perhaps what they should do. Another aspect as well is you might have a tendency to overlook some actions that are not only taken by your chosen partner, but also the actions that lead you to these certain kinds of relationships. Because I have a feeling for this group, for some of you, not all of you, that this might be a running theme. This isn't just more than one relationship. There are certain actions that are being taken every time that lead to certain things not going well. And all of us as beings are divine masculine and divine feminine. So maybe there just needs to be more forethought about how you act in those relationships on your part as well. What actions lead you to these sort of connections or relationships? Or what sort of expectations? Or, maybe you've just had like a really bad time with these energies. And so you might have given up on love as well, thinking like, oh, I'm just gonna whatever. But these are energies within yourself, like I said. We're both divine masculine and divine feminine. It has to do, and you see the star on this figure from far away, and also on the temple here. I feel like it has a lot to do with your thought process, your expectation. And those are the messages I have coming through for this card specifically. But let me draw some more cards so I can get more accurate here. So keep these things in mind. This is a general read, so not everything is going to resonate with everyone. But let's see what we got going on here. And also another message I'm getting for you guys is I was doing meditations before I got into these readings like I always do. And for about 25-30 minutes, there was a female cardinal calling for a mate. So for some of you, this also might be a message of, okay, like the divine masculine energy of how should I call in a lover? What do I tune into to tune into the good stuff? So that's for some of you, is reassessing how you attract a mate and what sort of energies you're putting out there. So that's another message I'm getting as well. Take what resonates, but those are some more messages for all of you. All right, let's see what we've got going on here. Okay, so I feel like for some of you, the issue might be in moving on. Um, Especially with this card here. What this is saying to me is in your mind space right now, it's a question of, yeah, I know my own worth. I know I want to get out there and do things. I know my potential and I want to get out there and do things. But I'm also seeing here within the body space that you're trying to reignite something that it didn't work the first time or the first few times you went about it. It's like you're trying to reignite this old flame because you feel like you know your self-worth now or you have the tools in order to make it work. But I don't think that's the best approach here. I feel like Spirit's trying to let you know that part of the reason why you keep getting into these certain situations is because you want to reignite, like back and forth, on and off sort of relationships. Like, now you figured out the secret formula to make something work, but the message I'm getting from Spirit is consider your actions. Do you really want to go over certain things again when they didn't work the first time? And that's the message Spirit is trying to bring through to you. If you know your worth, why go back and forth into something that isn't working well for you or hasn't? Rethink your approach. Sometimes really good relationships are worth waiting for, not retreading this old ground. Because in the heart space, it's like you want to expand. You want to flow. And now you actually feel you can do that. But I feel where you're misguided is wanting to jump back into these old relationships. And just looking at past energies of partners or relationships you've been in, which is over here, it's like, I feel like they're moving on. They're tired of the back and forth or feeling like now's the right time. Like when they're on, you're off. And when you're off, they're on sort of thing. I don't feel like they're going to take this back and forth thing anymore because they've realized the lessons that have come with that and they're moving on. And their heart space, it's like they're ready to go. They want someone who already has figured themselves out. They've built their nest and now they want to fill it with love, with people that want that stable partnership. Not just like the back and forth thing. So take these energies as you will, but these are the messages that I'm getting. Spirit is really trying to let you know that if relationships don't work the first time, they're usually not going to work out the second, the third, the fourth time. And this is just the messages I'm getting through from Spirit. You don't have to constantly realize your worth and value in other people. Experience your own worth. Really be sure before you go into it again, not this back and forth thing. Sometimes when we're lonely, we want to get back into something because it's familiar. But I feel like Spirit's trying to tell you, like, you've already learned all you could from doing things that way or being that way with another person. Figure your own stuff out. And that's just the message I'm getting, group number 1. So let's see what else we got going on here. We got the 9 of Pentacles and the Star on the other side. So I feel like this is a time for you to be more independent and gel in your own vibe. Continue to realize your own worth and own value and work on your own energies. I feel like that's what it's about right now. Put your energy into your projects and ideas, group number 1. Because then when you feel like a whole person, fully realized and revitalized, then you find that love comes to you. Stop trying to look for it or make things happen where you know they're not going to, group number one. That's a message. Okay. And the last message I'm going to do here with these cards is a message of self-love. Something you can do for yourself to improve that love vibe. For some of you, it's calling in a lover, like with that cardinal message that I mentioned. And let's see how you can work on your own sense of love to call in true love when you are ready. So let's see. Ooh, movement meditation. And it says, I celebrate and honor my physical body through dance and movement. So that is something to work on, group number one, is your own sense of doing in a positive, loving action. If you're someone who likes to dance or getting to yoga or some sort of physical exercise, you know, you might feel antsy, retool that energy into positive vibes, loving vibes for yourself. Call in that love energy to yourself. Revitalize your own energy. Again, I know I've said this for the millionth time, group one, but stop trying to resurrect something that's better left done. Because then you can become a healthier person for it. So that's what I see for you, group number one. I hope this was helpful. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you again soon. Hello, group number two, and welcome to your reading. And let's see what energies we have going on here. Creation. So I feel like your experiences in love and romance and why they haven't worked out is because there hasn't been a proper communication or discussion about what you both expect out of the relationship. And what I mean is laying the groundwork in terms of good communication and knowing what a relationship is when it starts, so you can actually build something over time because you've both agreed upon this and communicated. I feel like sometimes in love you might get ahead of yourself and making all these plans and wanting to build for the future before really communicating to the other person that that's what you're looking for. You know, long-term commitment, relationship, building something, working with someone to build something for the future. Because, you know, sometimes when you're excited and in love, you think that other person is just as excited and in love as you are, but they can't read your mind, you know? Getting carried away in that sense as well. Making plans before you've really asked the other person if they're into it or not. So I feel like with this energy, it might be a bit of disappointment that other people might not share in your plans and visions for the future. Because, you know, you might be the kind of person where you're like, well, you're in love and you know, and that's just it, and let's go. But this other person might have, or people you've had in intimate relationships, might not share that, might be afraid of commitment and that sort of thing. Or that could be you. But those are the energies I'm getting from this card. So let's see what else we got going on here, group two. Yeah, and it could also, along the lines of what I was saying as well, another message is, again, you invest very quickly in a relationship and build your life around this person or people you've had in relationships, but it might have been one-sided. So that's another message I'm getting. So let's see what we've got going on here. All right. So I can see here, group number 2 is, I feel like you've taken some time to be alone and now you're primed and ready for a relationship. But I can see here that, you want something long standing and mature. You don't want to do that fun thing. Although, long term relationships can be fun. That's not what you're looking for. Like I said with this, you like to build, group number 2, because you really want someone in an equal partnership with you, someone who's just as invested as you are, because you have what it takes. You're a planner. You have what it takes to build something steady and stable, wanting to build that nest with another person. But you're realizing, hey, equality. Somebody needs to come out with out of the gate, having that equal partnership in mind. I'm not dealing with just handling or caring by myself. I feel like you already realized that, group number 2. Because, and this energy over here is representing, romantic relationships you've been in or a certain person you have in mind, whatever resonates with you. But it's like, oh, sorry, forgot about that. It's like they idealize you and think you're fantastic and very attractive in these relationships or partnerships you've had before. But ultimately, it might be one-sided in terms of them only thinking about the pleasure and enjoyment that you hold for them and not necessarily reciprocating that. And I feel like that sort of casual attitude is because they've been burnt before. So maybe the people that you've dealt with aren't looking for anything serious because they don't want to be hurt. But you're not afraid of that. I can see that you want a long-term, future, equal partnership of love. Feel like you're well on your way to figuring yourself out. Definitely, group number 2, you have a good head on your shoulders. I feel like inwardly you already realize this. Just the people that you've chosen before haven't been ready for that. Interesting. So let's see what else we got going on here. So we have the 3 of Wands and the Magician. So I see that, again, in realizing your own worth and the skills and, again, that sense of equal partnership, the things you're calling in, you're already working on manifesting that on some level, group number 2. I can definitely see that. Wow, you've got a lot of good realizations and clarity here about what you actually want. That's awesome. What are you doing here, group number 2? I guess you're just here for confirmation then, eh? Well, you're on the right track, so thumbs up from me and from Spirit here. So I'm just going to pull you a message here of self-love and maybe helpful tips or energies to help maximize your love vibration. So let's see what we got going on. Ooh, air elemental. I embrace the element of air and am open to all knowledge and wisdom. Interesting. So again, I feel like you guys are here for a confirmation of the messages that have already becoming really clear to you inwardly, that you're already putting to practice outwardly. And another part of this card to consider as well is because you're a planner, you're calling in this energy of someone who's mature, who is into equal partnership. Just allow that space for the unexpected to come through as well. Imagine and think deeply about the attributes that you'd like this person to have, but let go of your expectation. Just know that it's the way of the universe to have surprises in the unexpected. And that's what I see here. You got it going on, group number 2. This was just a confirmation reading for you. So like, comment, subscribe, and let me know if this was helpful to you. And I will see you again soon. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your reading. And let's see what 2 cards you chose. You are the only pile that chose 2 cards. So let's see. Ooh, look at that synchronicity of 4, 4, 4 if you line them up. So that's another message in synchronicity for you guys. So we have supermoon attraction and blue moon, the unexpected. And that is so funny because I've been having a lot of synchronicities with the blue moon. So group number 3, you have really, whether you realize it or not on the conscious level, been attracting and calling in some big stuff in terms of love and romance. I feel like your love lives might be a huge roller coaster because you call in all this energy. Things that you never expect, but are huge life lessons nonetheless. People you never thought you'd be romantically involved with, but seem to be. This is very magical, group number 3. But at times, because you have all this energy to be able to manifest these things, it could go the other way too. It could have been a lot of destructive relationships that you've had before, where just big things happen because of your romantic relationships in your life. High highs and low lows. It could be really intense romantic relationships here. But you have that energy about you that attracts the energies of these people towards you. This is mysterious and very, very energetically powerful here. These are some general messages I'm getting for this group number 3. Let me get some clarity on this. So let's pull some tarot. Very interesting. Because I feel like with this energy, you might be thinking like, why? Why does it always happen so whirlwind and so unexpected and very passionate? But also, when something comes in very strong, it can be overwhelming, disorganized. So let's see what else we got going on here. Okay. Okay, this could be for some of you, not for all of you, so don't take this the wrong way. But I feel like for some of you, it might be that romances and relationships could be a bit of a power trip for you. Like, you know, in your mind, you know that you are very attractive, You really know what people are looking for in that way. You're very, like I said, you're very attractive. You know that balance and harmony within. But I feel like part of the energy of why your relationships are so intense is you like them that way on some level, but there's also this sense of control, or, when you evoke such feelings in people, it can give you a bit of a power trip. That's for some of you, not all of you, and don't take this the wrong way. It's just the energy I'm seeing here. Because here in the heart is the other side of the emperor, which is the divine masculine. It's like you know how these things work. You know what you want and you get it, and when you're done with it, that's it. I feel like that's for some of you. You come in strong, you come in fast, and then when it gets boring to you, you go your own way in search of the next adventure. I feel like for you, group number 3, it's like you could make anyone fall in love with you or be infatuated with you. But when you're done, you're done. I don't feel like many of your partners hold much sway over you. I feel like you hold sway over them. Because here is like your partners, past partners' energy, or the people you've been romantically involved with. You're like coming strong with manifesting this. And then it's like, okay, now it's done. And then they have to reassess in their heart, like, where do I go from here? What are because these are all majors here. In a way, you might be helping people find what they want by being involved with something that is so intense that people rethink the way they've been going about romantic relationships here. Really figuring out in their hearts of hearts what they truly want. Assessing the part they've played in this interaction or relationship with you. It's some really intense energy, group number 3. But I feel like you guys coming here and wondering why these things don't work out is because on some level they're not meant to. Again, a candle that burns really brightly goes out really fast. It's just the nature of this energy. And I feel like a message that's coming through from Spirit about this is you have really strong power of attraction energy that you might be putting out there sexually, but you could reorient it into manifesting other things in your life. Becoming powerful in a more healthy way, group number 3. No offense. Those are just the energies I'm seeing here. It's just very interesting. I haven't seen a reading like this yet. But yeah, it could be an issue of you of like, again, becoming very bored by this energy. Because like you're really into them and then you're not. Or they're really into you and then they're not. But I don't see much sadness over here. But I see somebody's life going, reassessing their lives over here. Yeah. So in conclusion, you're very, very attractive, and you can use those energies for more than just in romantic relationships. You can retool that for other things. You definitely know what you want and how to go about it. It's just making relationships a long-term thing has been difficult for you, I feel. Because of how much you do attract. Feel like you could really choose anybody you wanted. You want them, you got them. I think that's part of the problem for you, group number 3. How to thin the herd a little bit, or how people not notice you in that way. Maybe you want a break. Put those energies in some of your other endeavors. But yeah. Okay, let's get a message of... Oh, you know what? Hold on. So some more messages from the tarot here. We have the 5 of Cups on the other side. And then the 5 of Wands. So... on one side, I can see here learning the lessons of why certain things don't work, so you can go forward in your life, in your romantic life, with some wisdom of why things didn't work. Then I'm also seeing this 5 of Wands here, this competitive energy. You know, I feel like for some of you could have had like an affair with someone who's married or otherwise engaged, you know? And it's complicated where, you know, or you could be going out with 2 people and they find out that you're going out with both of them and then they get competitive over you. And maybe you didn't expect them to find out, but then you attracted this whole situation to yourself as well. Group number 3. Yeah. Okay. A word of loving advice and something you could do to call in that energy that you seek that could help improve things for you in terms of self-love. Let's see. All right. Heart chakra. I love myself and others unconditionally and nurture loving relationships. So, this could be a call for you to be involved, well, invested more in the friendships you have with people and maybe cool it on the romance for a while. Or cooling it on the romance for a while so you can find a relationship that really opens your heart center, gets you invested in a loving way. Not necessarily a game way, and I'm not judging when I say all of this. This is just a message that's coming through. Love is worth waiting for. And I feel like that's the message that's coming through to you. Love does exist, and it will come to all those who wait in good time. You attract a lot of situations to yourself. Maybe you didn't know that, and maybe that's why you came to this reading. But understand that you attract this energy to yourself. Try retooling that and utilizing that in a loving way. Friends, loving actions towards yourself, supporting others in their own endeavors. So those are messages that are coming through to you guys. What you choose to do is up to you. But these are the messages that Spirit wanted you to know today. Like, comment, subscribe. I hope this was helpful to you, and I will see you again next time. Hello, group number 4, and welcome to your reading. And let's see what energies we have going on. So, we have Worm, Moon, and Faith. So, I feel like this pile is for all you souls that might have been giving up on love. Like, why is this taking so long? When is it going to happen? For others of you too, it could be this sense of trusting that things will work out for the best within your relationships. Because sometimes you think getting into them because of other experiences you've had or things you've witnessed other people go through, that your trust and the ability for someone else to evolve over time might be shaky. So it's having faith that you can grow with experience, that other people can grow with experience, that things always won't just remain the same. I think, sometimes when relationships are going through rough patches, we might lose faith that the relationship will grow stronger over time. Because, this woman here, she's pregnant, and it's like one day she'll definitely have a baby. I mean, she's pregnant, but it grows over time. Having faith in that growth. Patience. That's what I always see looking at this card. So if you've been waiting on love, have faith because it will come towards you in harmonic timing. And your issue surrounding love and romantic relationships could have been not having enough faith and trust in other people. Or for some of you, it could have been that your faith was misplaced. But either way, having faith that love will come to you and with patience and harmonic timing is definitely at play in your love life right now. So let's see what else we got going with the messages of the tarot. And especially with the worm moon. When I think of worms, I think of how they take their time. I also think about new beginnings in loving relationships. For the future, and a message I'm getting now is maybe in your new relationships that will be coming later on, opening to having a sense of faith. Where you might have been a bit impatient. So, let's see what we got going on here. For some of you, I feel like you either got cheated on or you cheated on another person here. I'm seeing that. Because of the shadiness that was done to you or that you have done to another person, you might feel like other people are like that. So you just don't want to get involved with anything because you think instinctively that they're going to do you dirty. Because you've let other people know where you stand with your feelings. But it also takes courage to move past the hurt that we still hold in our hearts with the actions that we carry out or other people. Like in it, whether or not this was reciprocal in the cheating department here, it has affected you. You might have closed your heart off, group number 4. You might have thought, oh, that's what I get for believing that this person could love me or that I could trust them with this, with my heart, right? Because, I see over here, because this over here represents past relationships, many of them, or one person that you might have in mind. But I see here that other people you might have been with might have been manipulative. They were bored or not feeling it, so they went out and did whatever. But it's like, why couldn't they just tell you that, Or, you might have been the person that cheated on them and they're like, I'm done with this. I can't carry this burden of not having trust here. However it resonates with you, those are just the energies I'm picking up on. So I'm putting them out there. But yeah, either way, group number 4, I feel like you have closed yourself off, turned your back on love in some capacity because of shadiness, wherever it was coming from. And that's what your issue has been. Feeling like you can't trust people, losing faith in love in the first place because of this mess. Of people not being true or fair to you as you have tried to be to them, or vice versa. Yeah, okay. Another message I'm getting is person or people you're with could have done this to you, and then you went out and did it because you felt hurt. So now your opinion of love in general, no wonder, eh? And I'm not judging, I'm just seeing these energies here. Truth is most important. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. It's like, you might have thought now, because of your experiences, shade someone else before they shade you in that way, right? That's what you've been struggling with, is I don't feel that you want to be in this state forever, but there's some healing that needs to go on. There needs to be some honesty and some accountability on your part of why you have turned your back on love. Because that's a test. To have faith in love, and that good loving relationships do exist. You just have to be patient with yourself and allow yourself to open up and love again. That's the message I'm seeing here. So, let's see. We've got the 8 of Cups and the back of the Queen of Pentacles. So what that's telling me is obviously you walked away from a relationship, a situation that wasn't working, a way of life that wasn't working. But when we go through situations like this in romantic relationships, sometimes it also, some sort of innocence is taken in a way. When somebody does that to you, for a time, the sun doesn't shine as bright as it once did when you have no knowledge of someone doing that to you. So I feel like there's that sense of that in these cards here. It's like you can no longer look at things the same way. But you'll also still be able to love. Don't give up on love, group number 4. I can see you've been through it and reciprocated, but it won't be like this forever. I promise that. So I'm going to pull you a message of self-love, something you can do to call in more love to your aura, to your spirit, whatever you call it or however you resonate. Let's see. Oh, okay. A card fell out. Give me a sec. Okay, we had meditation fall out, but I'm going to pull you one more card. Gratitude. All right, so let me read. Meditation. I meditate daily to allow universal wisdom to flow through me, and gratitude. I am grateful for everyone and everything in my life and the lessons each brings. Exactly. So with meditation, you know, it might not necessarily be the traditional form of meditation you've heard about where people sit down or whatever. It could just be contemplation. It could be sitting in silence and allowing your mind to work through and move through some of these energies that you've just like, I don't even want to go there. Because gratitude is, even though crappy things happen in life and people do crappy things to each other, especially in love and romance, there's a lesson to be learned there. And that isn't necessarily like, oh, love doesn't exist, you can't trust anybody. That's not it. It's to realize that now your eyes are open and you see the signs of what this sort of behavior, how it starts. When we're hurt, we actually start to realize our own sense of worthiness and due diligence to see the signs of how these things come about. And that's where innocence stripped feels like, is, well, I'll never look at certain things the same way again. That's awareness coming to you. And that's what we must learn from these crappy experiences. Trust is never the issue. It's just seeing things from different perspectives that wanted to come through for you. So, those are the messages I'm getting for you, group number 4. I really hope this was helpful. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you again soon.